In Psalm 23, verse 2, David says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters." David is referring to the Lord as his shepherd because David was a shepherd. And a lot of times the Lord will relate to us in a way that we'll understand on a real personal level. David knew his role as a shepherd in taking care of those sheep, and he understood the Lord to be the one providing for him the way that he did for his sheep. Why did he say, "The Lord leads me beside quiet waters"? Well, quiet waters, I think in this case represents Jesus, is the peace of Christ. All throughout the Bible, we see that Jesus he refers to himself as water, the living water, springs of living water. But here, we're talking about a gentle stream. Oftentimes the Lord will lead us, and actually, David goes on to talk about how the Lord leads him through the valley, right? So oftentimes, the Lord won't take us the easy route. He'll take us right through the valley. We usually want to jump from one mountaintop to another. I did a video on that recently. But the Lord has purpose in the valley. However, in the valley, the Lord will always lead us closer to Him. He's the water. So just like a shepherd will lead his sheep to a gentle stream to go and drink, when we're going through the valley, the Lord will lead us closer to His presence, to Him. Because like with the woman at the well, she was thirsty, and Jesus said, "Would you give me a drink?" But He was talking about His living water. Our souls are thirsty for Him. That's why it says in verse 2, after it says He leads me beside quiet waters, He refreshes my soul, because our soul is thirsting for Him. In another psalm, I think off the top of my head, I think it might have been Psalm 42, "My soul thirsts for you like a deer that pants for water, so my soul pants for you." David knew that the only quenching for his soul could only come from God. So in Psalm 23, when it says He leads him beside still waters, the Lord is offering to bring us closer to Him. He's looking to satisfy us like He did the woman at the well, because the woman at the well kept going from one man to the next because it was Jesus she was looking for the whole time. Finally, she didn't put Him as number one, like the first commandment commands, and she ruined her life because of it. So rather than her continuing on like that, Jesus saw her in her condition and saw that she was never going to end the cycle on her own. So He, Emmanuel, God with us, just as He came here to save us from our sins, He had to go to Samaria to save her from going to the wrong wells. The thing I love about Jesus, He knows that it's Him that we all need. So with David, He led him to quiet streams, and He'll do that with us. But sometimes sheep don't obey and they run off, and the Lord will go out to catch them, and He'll bring them back. The woman at the well had gone off in her own direction. She couldn't come back to the streams because she just kept going in the wrong direction. So Jesus brought the living water to her, which she was. He also did that for the man who needed healing at the pool of Bethesda. He was paralyzed for, I believe it was 38 years. He tried to get to the water, that it was like this healing pool that an angel would come down every so often and stir up the water, and people would get healed, and he couldn't get to it. So he laid there without a way to get to the water that was right near him. So what did Jesus do? He brought the water, Jesus, to him and healed that man, and then he got up and he never lay down again. The Lord knows you need the living water, and he'll get it to you one way or another.